Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. We recite the sabad from Surat Mahalla Panjwa, composition of the 5th Nanak, the 83rd sabad in this string. The recitation first. Surat Mahalla Panjwa, Bhukhe Khavat Laaj n Aavai, त्यों हर जन हर गुण गावै, अपने काज को क्यों अलकाइयै, जित सिमरन दरगह मुख उज्जल, सदा सदा सुख पाइयै। रहाओ ज्यों कामी काम लुभावै, त्यों हर दास हर जस भावै, ज्यों माता बाल लपटावै, त्यों ज्ञानी नाम कमावै, गुर पूरे ते पावै, जन नानक नाम ध्यावै. The sabad is actually about responding to one's own inner calling, and the Guru gives us analogies. So let's consider them. In the first verse, he says, Bhukhe Khavat Laaj n Aavai. When hungry, or the hungry, when you are hungry, one is not bashful about eating. The word large means modest or bashful. So when one is hungry, one just digs in, oblivious of appearances. One is not constrained by external convention, if you will. So in the same way, the servant of the Har Self, meaning the seeker, should show no reservation in assimilating divine virtue. Tyon har jan har gun gave. And in the Rahao, the Guru is actually prodding us with a question. He's saying, Apne kaaj ko kyun alkaye? Alkai means to delay. So the Guru is saying, why delay what is truly your purpose? Apne kaaj ko, which means we really have to first understand what our purpose is. And he gives us a sense of what that is. Jit simran dargah mukh ujjal, sada sada sukh paay. So we all seek lasting happiness. Sada sada sukh paay. And that is our purpose. We want to stay a happy life. We want to be free of the anxieties, the restlessness of everyday existence. So the Guru is saying, Jit Simran, Dargah Mukh Ujjal. There is a way to that lasting happiness, which is remembrance of the divine. What does remembrance of the divine really point to? It means we talked about the divine self within us as not being some formed entity. We have to shape that, because that is our potential, really. That is our strength. That is what we have. So we have to understand that, and we have to attend to it immediately. So the message is, don't put off your calling. Now that implies that you have to know what your calling is. And that requires remembrance, simran, because that makes the mind tranquil. And you need a tranquil mind in order to understand what your calling really is. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to put a finger on it. So you see how this is kind of circular. You need to be quiet first, and it will begin to emerge from within you. You will begin to understand your own talents, your own gifts, your weaknesses. You will see yourself clearly through a quiet, tranquil mind. And then, Jo kami kaam lubhave, tyo har das har jas pave. Now these are examples. The passionate being drawn to their passion. Jo mata baal laptave, Tyo gyani naam kamave, the mother clinging, hugging her child tightly. In the same way, one who wants to be a true gyani, a wise person, should embrace the knowledge of the self, naam. And this habit, if you will, this way comes from the Guru. Guru pure te pave jan nanak naam te aave. And that's really the essential point. Learn to quieten your mind so that you can connect with the self within, and your calling will become clear to you. And once your calling is clear to you, then you will become like that Bhukhe Khavat Laaj in Aavai. You will dive right in. You will not care about what the world thinks. You will just be completely consumed. And the beauty of it is that it will give you self-validation. You do not need external validation anymore. Self-validation gives you that sense of luminous presence. Dargah mukh ujjal. The dargah is within you. So within yourself, you feel this inner dignity that comes from knowing that the work you're engaged in is larger than your ego, that you're doing something that is meaningful for the larger good. That is what virtue is. The highest good for the largest number of people. Your whole motivation changes from being egoistic to altruistic. So that really is the push here. Not delaying your own work, which is to serve yourself by serving humanity. So you begin by devotion, self-knowledge, and delaying this is really denying your own nourishment, food. So a calling, you have to recognize that as what your inner conviction is. It doesn't have to be grand or dramatic, but persistent and meaningful. You will know what it is. It doesn't have to be on a grand global scale. You will find that it often aligns with your talents, your passions. You will know it. So when you know it, then you will embrace what is uniquely your gift, and you will contribute what is uniquely yours. But this requires courage, it requires faith, because we do not want to step out of our comfort zone, you see. We're happy, even if it is not ideal, we are quite willing to compromise. And that is how most of us live our lives. So essentially, a calling is something that you cannot not do. It keeps coming and you have to hear it. To hear it, it's calling already, you're not hearing. To hear it, you have to quieten your mind. And that is what Simran is all about. So listen to what is persistent within your heart, whatever that may be, and don't postpone it. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.